Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be explaining the abilities of Hawkeye. Clint Barton, Avenger, founding member of the West Coast Avengers, and the greatest archer in the Marvel Universe. To explain some of Hawkeye's abilities, we'll start with a quick rundown of his origin. Clint Barton was a member of the circus, and one day at a carnival, he was showing off his archery skills. But people quickly turned their attention from him to a display from Iron Man, saving people at the carnival. This inspired Hawkeye to make his own costume and become a superhero. But he was manipulated by the Black Widow into becoming a supervillain, and he attacked Iron Man. Shortly after that, he reformed, and because of his great skill, Iron Man recommended that he should join the Avengers, and he did, alongside Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Captain America, who had just recently become leader. Now, back while Clint was a part of the circus, he was trained by Dr. Kane, aka the Swordsman, who helped Clint develop his archery abilities and also taught Clint how to use a sword. He eventually came back as a villain and was good enough to fight Hawkeye and Captain America. So Clint's first set of skills came from the Swordsman and his own training. But when he joined the Avengers, he spent extensive time with Captain America to fight, and he also became an expert acrobat. And Captain America also taught him battle tactician skills. Clint is able to take down regular street thugs with ease, and he's able to fight large groups of elite fighters all by himself. As we can see here, he takes on a whole army of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents all by himself. Clint also uses his trained acrobatics that he learned from Captain America in battle. Clint is also a master of stealth, and he can do spy work as well. And he uses all the battle tactics and strategies that he learned from Captain America to become a very good team leader. He became leader of the Thunderbolts and led them on various successful missions. He was the leader of the West Coast Avengers, and he was also the leader of the Secret Avengers. Clint's cunning and circus tricks have led him to be able to accomplish missions even Captain America couldn't. As we can see here, when the Grand Master had all the Avengers trapped in a cosmic game, Hawkeye tricked the Grand Master by asking him to pick which arrow had the arrowhead as they were hidden in his hands, because he knew that the Grand Master couldn't resist games, as it is his obsession. And Hawkeye tricked him because secretly both arrows had the arrowhead, so he couldn't lose, saving all the Avengers' lives and the entire universe. Now, someone like Captain America wouldn't have been able to pull this off, because Captain America doesn't try to deceive anyone, even the villains. So all the intense training that Hawkeye went through with Captain America allowed him to be able to transform himself into the Ronin. Once when he believed Captain America was dead, he took the name Ronin because it means Master of the Samurai, as his master Captain America had died. And he used all of his skills without a bow, and was still an extremely formidable opponent. And Clint showed that he's skilled with nunchaka, staves, and katanas. Now for Clint's mostly self-taught archery skills. He is so good with a bow and arrow that he can use it while doing acrobatics. He can get headshots without looking, and while he's upside down in the middle of a flip, he can land shots on enemies. He can hit multiple moving targets using multiple arrows all at the same time. He's also able to perform ricochet shots with his arrows, as we can see here. All of these things make Clint the undisputed master archer of the Marvel Universe, and he never misses. Clint is also a master bow forger. As with random pieces of junk, he can make a bow and arrow out of basically anything, and land hits with them. As we can see here, he makes a makeshift bow and arrow out of some random wood pieces, and takes down a villain. Clint isn't just good with a bow and arrow, he's also good at aiming anything. As you can see here, he takes someone out with a playing card. So with any object Clint can throw or aim, he never misses. Now for Clint's equipment, we'll start with the various arrow types that he has. Clint himself actually makes a lot of his own arrowheads, as he's very good at making them, and uses technology and skills he learned from Tony Stark, Hank Pym, and T'Challa. He makes use of their tech as well, and carries numerous different kinds of arrows within his quiver. His basic arrows are powerful enough to punch through 3 robots at the same time. As for his specialized arrows, one of the ones he makes use of all the time are his explosive arrows, one of which is a 30 megaton arrow of devastating effects. Hawkeye's explosive arrows are capable of harming the Hulk. As we can see here, he launches one into his mouth, then lights Hulk's head on fire. Hawkeye has what he calls his bunker buster arrows, which can cause huge explosions and manage to blow off the top part of a building. He also has putty arrows, which he can use to trap very strong beings like Ultron, as we can see here. Clint has electricity arrows, which can shock and harm the Hulk. Clint often makes use of cable arrows. He also uses bolo arrows, which he can use to tie people up. Clint makes use of acid arrows, which are capable of melting through alien-designed robots. He also uses sonic arrows, which he can use to disorient enemies. He also has rocket arrows, which can carry him and others to great heights. Clint can use his rope arrows to tie up large robots. Clint also has net arrows, which he uses to trap large groups of people. Clint also has electrified energy nets, which he can use for more powerful opponents. Also possesses EMP arrows, which he can use to shut down technological things or cyborgs. Like we can see here, he uses his EMP arrow to shut down Deathlock. Clint makes use of incendiary arrows. As we can see here, he lights a werewolf on fire. And Clint also has cryo arrows, which he uses to freeze targets. Clint has been seen to carry arrows that have PIM particles in them, which he shot, and they exploded out into multiple arrows which were all miniature, that he used to take down a whole crowd of enemies. And Clint has dozens of other specialized arrows that I won't go into because there's just so many of them. Clint has been seen sporting swords even when he's not Ronin. Clint wears protective uniforms. As we can see here, his vest protected him from a shot to the chest. Clint also makes use of Avengers sky cycles, and he knows how to pilot and sometimes uses Avengers Quinjets. Although Clint possesses no superpowers, at one point he did, when he decided to become Goliath. At one point, Clint felt like he wasn't powerful enough to be on the Avengers, so he took some of the PIM particles from Hank Pym and became Goliath. He was Goliath for only a short amount of time, but he went on many adventures with the Avengers. And then he decided to become Hawkeye again. And once he became Goliath, to fight in a space war with the Avengers, but quickly became Hawkeye again afterwards. And of course, when Clint is in his Goliath form, he becomes massively strong and massively durable. But Clint remains Hawkeye to this day, because he actually realized that he was more formidable as Hawkeye, using his natural skills. And that's who Clint has always been, the skilled Avenger. He's just a guy. He has no superpowers and is one of the only Avengers who doesn't possess them. But that also makes him the bravest Avenger, because he has no superpowers, and yet he's the first one to dive headfirst straight into battle. All that plus Clint's quick-witted sense of humor. And he also has a sharp edge and an unbreakable will, and a fire inside him that cannot be quenched. This is why, during the Secret Empire storyline, when Captain America was transformed into an evil version of himself by the Cosmic Cube, Clint was the one to rally all the Avengers and to yell their battle cry. Because if there's one thing that Clint hates more than anything, it's being told what to do. That's why when he was young, and even more of a hothead than he is now, he struggled to take orders from Captain America and to train with him. But despite all that, he's probably Captain America's greatest pupil. He's also very good friends with Iron Man. He's earned the respect of the mighty Thor, and he makes a deadly duo with Black Widow. Clint is what really humanizes the Avengers. He's not a god, he's not a gamma monster, he's not a super soldier. He's just one guy who mastered one thing and gets to stand alongside Earth's mightiest heroes. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Until next time.